Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Dime Box Discoveries Olympics style. The 2024 Olympics are set to start in about 2 days, or they've already started, or they're over depending on when you're watching this video. But for now, I want to show off some of my most favorite cards featuring Olympic athletes. Now, I've got a lot. If you've seen my videos in the past, you know I have a lot of Olympic stuff. But I've really kind of narrowed it down to show off some of my most favorites. And there's some that I didn't put in that are probably favorites too. But these are just ones that I grabbed and want to show them off. First of all, we start with, of course, the Dream Team. You really can't get any better than the Dream Team. These are beautiful cards out of Skybox. There you go. 54, 55, and 56. There's the Barcelona team. Now, these are really cool, right? So you have the three different cards here that lay out together. It's about Barcelona, show the team. What's interesting is there's only 10 players here. There are 2 players not shown on this card, on these cards who were on the roster. Do you know who those 2 are? If you take a close look, here's a hint, they're actually in this picture. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The 2 players not pictured on the Skybox cards are Clyde the Glide Drexler, don't know why, and Christian Laettner from Duke. So, interesting. Now, I do have this card also picked up, which is a beauty, except for you can see it's all torn up. It's dinged up badly, which is terrible, so I can't sell it or trade it, but also wonderful because I can't sell it or trade it. Isn't that funny how life just sort of depends on how you phrase things? So it's great. I don't have to sell it, and there's Chuck Daly there in the middle. I think that's Chuck Daly, right? He was the coach of the Dream Team? I believe he was. So, all right. Beautiful card there, though. And 3 beautiful cards here. I love these ones. The middle one, of course, has Jordan, Stockton, Malone, and Magic Johnson. So those are some of my most favorites there. I've got so much of USA Basketball, so I just want to pick a couple and show you. I'm going to show you these last, actually. Come back to these. This has my most favorite card in this whole entire video in it. If you don't want to sift through everything else, go ahead and skip to the end of that. Love this. So I thought this, until just like a couple minutes ago, I really looked at it, was a phone card, right? Take you back to the 90s when everybody had phone cards in there. What's funny is, if you're a certain age, you know what a phone card is. If you are under a certain age, you're very confused as to what a phone card is. This is not a phone card. This is a Visa cash card that expired back in 1996. If the store took Visa, you can use this as $10 worth of cash. You could literally, there's a chip there and everything. It had a $10 cash value you could use to buy things in that store. So super cool. Totally love that. I didn't know until just a couple minutes ago. I thought it was honestly a phone card. All right, let's show off some Olympic athletes. Jesse Owens, ultimately the truly most probably special Olympic athlete, everything he meant in 1936 in the German Olympics. By the way, look at the distance on this. This is like looking at Secretariat winning in 1973. So phenomenal. Really pissed off Hitler. So I'm all about that in 1936. So fantastic card of Jesse Owens. Sticking with sprinters, how about a couple of Michael Johnsons? Do you remember his gold shoes? The dude ran with the gold shoes. I mean, every time he ran in the Olympics, it was a must-watch. You couldn't not watch him run in the Olympics, man. Oh my gosh, it was so special. It was so cool. This is from the 1992 Impel set. So that's really cool. Jackie Joyner-Kersee. I need a FloJo also, but Jackie Joyner-Kersee, man, you talk about the epitome of female awesome athletes. Man, she is one of the most incredible ones you've ever seen. 6 medals, 3 golds from 4 summer games. So absolutely phenomenal. Also groundbreaking, Jim Thorpe. There he is doing the high jump. Speaking of jumping, how about Mike Powell with the long jump? Beat Beeman's jump and set the world record back in 1992. Actually, I think it was 1991. He set that record before the Olympics. Dan O'Brien. So this one makes me laugh. Once again, just like the phone cards, if you're a certain age, you know Dan O'Brien because you know Dan versus Dave. I'll explain if you don't remember or you're too young. So Reebok, leading up to the 1992 Olympics, had this big ad campaign with Dan O'Brien and Dave Johnson. They were 2 decathlon athletes. And they were 2 Americans. And they were supposed to set the world on fire, okay? Supposed to just be really awesome. Reebok went all in on Dan versus Dave. Dan versus Dave did these really fun commercials. You can find them on YouTube. Look them up after you're done watching this video. So it's Dan versus Dave. Only one problem. Dan, after all this promotion, Dan O'Brien here, didn't make the Olympics. He really struggled in the Olympic trials, didn't make the Olympics. Dave Johnson ended up making the Olympics, won a bronze medal in 1992. Dan O'Brien, though, came back in 1996, made the Olympics, won the gold in the decathlon. So really kind of a redemption story for Dan O'Brien, but it was all over the place from Reebok. Dan versus Dave, Dan and Dave, Dan and Dave, like Dave and Dan, like this whole entire ad campaign, every second you turn on the TV, and then Dan O'Brien here missed the Olympics in 1992. They actually were in like U-Haul or Penske truck rental, something like that, rental car commercial, or rental truck commercial at some point later on. So cool for them. All right, Glenn Davis. Now, Glenn Davis, awesome, won some medals in 1956 and 1960. But here's what's really cool. This is from a 1980 M&M's card set. I think I'm going to go buy it on eBay if I can find it. This set is really cool. It's M&M's. It's 44 cards. I think you had to like send away for it. This set includes Cassius Clay, not Muhammad Ali. Cassius Clay, Joe Frazier's in it. Just a bunch of big-time names in this thing. So, Ohio State graduate. So, just a beauty of a card, too. I think it looks fantastic. This is Glenn Davis, the Olympic athlete, not to be confused with Glenn Davis, the Heisman Trophy winner. So, but just beautiful cards. I love these 1980. I think it's 80. 1983. It was 80, maybe it's 84, 83. Okay, it's from M&M's in the early 80s. I may go buy that set. I just think this card is an absolute beauty. I love this down here. You can see great detail in there. That's Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller's sister. They used to say Cheryl used to beat Reggie in one-on-one basketball in the driveway. And you know what? I believe it. She was a bad mamma jamma baller. Put some respect on that name. Cheryl Miller. Totally love that one. Here's the 1964 U.S. Olympic basketball team. Look on the back here. So you got a University of Cincinnati guy here. I know my guy Randy's a UC fan, so you go Randy. There's a George Wilson. And Bill Bradley, former U.S. Senator and ran for President of the United States. Larry Brown on that team as well. So some really interesting kind of things. Jeff Mullins from Lexington, Kentucky. That's really cool too. So there you go, kind of a neat team. These cards are not anyone I care about special, but these are kind of neat. So if you come across these Topps cards from this year, they look like this. There's 4 different layers. There's a regular layer. These are the gold medal versions. See, this is a gold medal here, like that. There's a gold medal, a silver medal, a bronze medal, and then just the regular. These are the gold medal. They're parallels. So the golds are more rare, the silver less rare, bronze less rare, and then, of course, the base. So these are the parallel versions of the gold medal, which is really kind of cool. All right. 1992 U.S. Olympic baseball team. We're going to get into more Olympic baseball teams here in a moment. This is a beautiful card that's part of that Impel 1992 set that we talked about. So here you go. We'll show you who all is on that team here in a moment. All right. I love these Bowman 92. Look at these. These are beauties, man. Aren't they? Michael Tucker, Phil Nevin. Do you remember these Bowmans from 92 or 93, whichever one these ones were? I think they were 92. So like 92. Love these gold foil. Beautiful. Phil Nevin, Michael Tucker, 2 can't miss MLB players. Although kind of were okay, but didn't quite hit the way they were supposed to. And then these are a thing of beauty. Dairy Queen, I believe they're from 1992, but they have them all throughout the year. So Ventura, 88, Abbott, 88, Will Clark, 1984, and Charles Johnson, 1992. So what I love about these, what makes them so great, is they have like the team stats of what they did in the competition. So this was the Pan Am Games for Charles Johnson. Will Clark, keep in mind, 1984, the Olympics, they had baseball, but it wasn't an actual sport, it was a demonstration sport, so no medals. Team USA came in second that year, but look at Will Clark's numbers. In the 5 games, he hit .429, had 2 doubles and 3 home runs in 5 games, had 8 RBI and 5 runs in 5 games. That is insane. So, yeah, he was unbelievable. So, Jim Abbott pitched well in the 1988 Olympics, 2 games, 12 innings, 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. So, Ron Ventura hit .409 in his Olympic game time. So, really cool. These are my most favorite Olympic cards. I'm going to come back to these in a moment. First, though, if you've seen my videos before, you know I love the base and traded card set Team USA cards. This is 1985 Topps, 1984 teams. And we're going to do a trivia question, okay? We mentioned the missing basketball players in the basketball team picture. for the first, when I get to this, the first person that gives me the correct answer, I'll send you out a team pack. We'll figure it out later. The first one to comment with the correct answer will win some cards. I'll mail you. I'll hand pick them for you and send it to you. But you can see on this one, you got Mike Doon down here, Scott Bankhead. So, and then the back page here, Shane Mack, and of course the Corey Snyder over here, O.B. McDowell, Bill Swith was first round draft pick of the Mariners, and Mark McGwire. Now, you'll notice, obviously, this is a reprint. I've got multiples of this one. I just don't want to stick it in the binder just in case it gets damaged. But I've got a bunch of these. In fact, it's probably one of my, if not my most favorite card of all time, one of my top 5 most favorite cards of all time. Now, this is interesting. Will Clark was on the team, but they didn't include him in the original set. This is some weird, like, Broder type of card, official USA Olympic sponsor card. I don't even know what that means, but he's there. He wasn't in the original set. So there were 21 guys on the team. They made cards for 16 of them. One of the missing ones was Will Clark, who was made. One of the guys who was not pictured on this team set would go on to be a MLB Hall of Famer, an MLB Hall of Fame shortstop. The first one to comment who that Hall of Fame shortstop was, who was on the 1984 U.S. Olympic team, but Topps did not give a card to, and boy, did they miss out on that one being his rookie card. The first one to comment that correctly will win a prize pack. I'll mail you like 10, 12 cards. We'll figure it out later. But anyway, there's Will Clark. So, skipping to 1988. Now you're going to go, Jeff, you're missing like all these. And I am, but they're actually in the mail, and I thought they were going to be here today, but they're not. But I really couldn't wait around to do the video because the Olympics are about to start. So I will have all the other cards I'm missing coming to me very shortly, any day in the mail. But if you look at the 1988 team, you've got Tino Martinez. You've got Robin Ventura. Jeff Branson went to have a nice little career as a utility infielder throughout the major leagues. Ed Sprague, Andy Bennis, Jim Abbott is on that team. It was a loaded team, man. Very good team. All right, now we go to 1991, the traded set with Team USA. Now, not an Olympic team, obviously, because 1992 is. So you're going to go, why do you have 2 different 1991 teams? Check out the backs. You'll see, you can kind of tell in this lighting. Sorry, it's not the best lighting. These are like normal backs from 1991. Then these ones are like Topps traded backs. These ones, I believe, came in the set, and these ones came in packs, or have that backwards. So you could buy the Topps traded in packs or buy them out of the set. So these are 2 different ones out of the set. Anyway, on this team, in here, there's Rick Helling. And, of course, you've got the man, Charles Johnson, and future MVP, Jason Giambi. There's Phil Nevin again. It's a good team. It's a good team. They did not win a medal, though, in 1992. They came in 4th, I believe, lost the semifinal game, and then lost the 3rd place game. Had some good hitters. So, good team. Here we go. Here's the 1992 team. That was 1991 team. This is the team that went to the Olympics and finished in 4th. And it's amazing when you see the lineup. Charles Johnson, we know it could ball. Jason Giambi, Phil Nevin, Nomar on that team. Jeffrey Hammonds, once again, we've taught this before. This is Nomar's rookie card. Michael Tucker. This was a loaded team. I think the hitting was probably a little better than the pitching overall, but still kind of cool. There's Jason Varitek. We've taught this before. But this is the complete set run of all of these. So that is really neat. Now, finally, to my last 3 most favorite cards. You're going to go, Jeff, what are these? These are 1932 Bulgaria cigarette cards out of Germany. So I got them. If you watched my last video when I talked about going to Germany and picking up some cards there, this was actually with a guy I did with a trade in Vienna, Austria. We worked out a trade. I'll talk about that more in a future video. And he brought me cigarette cards from Germany, and I brought him so many cards from Topps from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But I want to show you these guys. These were 3 of them. He brought me a whole bunch, but here's 3 of them. And look, they are in German in the back, so if you can read it. This is Eddie Tolan. In 1932, Eddie Tolan won the both 100-meter and 200-meter gold medals. He was the first, as they put it, non-Euro-American winner to be named the fastest man in the world. Let's call it the first person of color to be named the fastest man in the world. He won the gold medal in the 100 and 200 meter. Came back and had trouble finding a job because it was the Great Depression and things like that. So he eventually ended up becoming. He wanted to become a doctor. Ended up becoming a gym teacher, I think. So Eddie Tolan, gold medal Olympic athlete, 1932, 100 and 200 meter. Beautiful, beautiful German cigarette cards. This right here is Sabin Carr. So Sabin Carr, I remember this guy. He won the pole vaulting gold medal and then eventually went on to become president of a lumber company out of Yale. So Tolan went to Michigan, and then Carr went to Yale. This guy, this right here is my most favorite Olympic card. Do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? So this guy was a 5-time gold medal swimming Olympic athlete. And what people don't know, a lot of people don't, some do, most people don't know, he also won a bronze medal for water polo with Team USA in 1924. But he's not famous necessarily for his gold medals. Here's a hint as to who he is. At his funeral in the 1970s, as he was being lowered into the ground, they played the Yell from Tarzan 3 times. If that doesn't give it away, yes, this is a Johnny Weissmuller card. A Johnny Weissmuller 1932 cigarette card. There in German, talking about his time in 1924 in Paris and 1928 in Amsterdam. And when he won 5 gold medals and 1 bronze medal in water polo. So this is a Johnny Weissmuller. Yes, the original Tarzan in the movies, the man who invented the Tarzan call, and won 5 gold medals, and of course famous for being Tarzan. So these are 1932 German cigarette cards. Absolutely love them. I've got a bunch more, but these are the Olympic athlete ones of these. This is my most favorite Olympic athlete card that I own. So a lot of fun stuff. What Olympic athlete cards do you own? Which things do you guys own that you really love and you really enjoy? So anyway, hopefully, whoops, let's go this way. Barcelona. That's in Spain. Hopefully you guys are ready for the Olympics. Hope you guys are excited. Hopefully we'll get some cool things that happen. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be kind to each other and enjoy the hobby.